folks, welcome to this video where we are going to do a recap of all these indices SPY, QQQ, IWM, followed by the MAX 7 and followed by the crypto. Okay. Last week we had a phenomenal rise in all the stocks with the Nasdaq and the SPY rising together, and even IWM picking up the steam at the fag end of the week. So where is it going? If you see here, the SPY has reached a resistance at 563.60. Now, where could it go next? It could either cross this, and we have the Bollinger Band at 567.95. If it can go, according to Fibonacci, it can go either to 570 area, or it can go to the golden ratio, which is 597. But I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and I don't want to enter into any position because I want to see it crossing this resistance with conviction. Okay. So definitely that's something worth waiting for, looking at if it can cross this red line with conviction, that is around 564 area. Now let's look at QQQs. Qs is again also in the similar boat on the daily chart. You see here it has a resistance at 477 area. We saw last week going to 476.53. So what I'm expecting right now is maybe we can see a pullback to the Ichimoku cloud at 463.92. That is like a 45-degree Gann angle. So that is what I'm expecting. If it goes down further, we can see it going to 456. But definitely the first stop is 463. So that's what I'm looking for before it can rise any further. I'm not saying that the market is in downtrend, but definitely we need to have some pullbacks after the last call. So that is at least to the 50% retracement, which is around 467, and we can see it going there. Okay. So if you see my chart here, if I make it big, you can see this 467 area is the 50% retracement. It touched the 25 and then it can get back to this area. That is where the EMA 821 cloud is there too. So definitely we can see it can go fast to here too because it didn't touch the 62.5 and it can get back there. Okay. So just want to share that. Be cautious on when you're entering the positions tomorrow. IWM is also in a similar boat. IWM went very fast. It can get to the 217 area, which is the green line that we are seeing here. And if it can cross that, then we have a good, it can definitely have legs to go to 240 area. But will it happen? I am not sure because we had fallen for so many days and it has risen up. We might also see this going to, if I expand this, you can see this, it can get to the 75. Now it can go back to 50% retracement, which is around 209.23 before it can go to 87.5. So which is around 219, 220. So definitely expect some pullbacks this week, folks, after the phenomenal week that we had last week. But if you're playing long term, it's pretty good. But if you're playing short term, be very cautious. Okay, since we are done with all the indices, let's look at the main thing, NVIDIA. NVIDIA really rose up the other day. It has formed 3 days above the EMA 821 cloud, and it is also this. Now, what is happening is, but one thing is it touched the Bollinger Band, mid of the Bollinger Band. So where could it go? It could rise a little bit too further to 123.62, or it could fall down here to 116 area, and before it can get to the high. So definitely you want to see that. Whenever you see 3 days going up in a row, there could be very less time that it could go up. Okay, so definitely I'm very, very cautious. I am not in NVIDIA, by the way. The next one which I want to talk about is Microsoft. Microsoft, we entered this calls on the other day when it crossed this area, 427 area. So definitely this one looks very, very bullish to me. So where could it go? It could go to 442.43. But the first thing we need to see is it need to hold this 427 area to go up. Okay, so that is what we are looking for, and I'm hoping it could. But because it broke that, it is a breaking out from that area. But let's be cautious. If it breaks this line, then we can see significant downside. The next one which I want to talk about is Google. Google is also on the resistance here at the 158 area, which it touched and it came back. That is the 62.5, 50% retracement. So now it needs to get to 159 area, I believe, but will it get there or 160? So, but will it pull back a little bit? That's what I'm expecting. So can it pull back or it will go straight up? That's what is the question, but not much more available here. unless it can stand over this with conviction above the red line. The next one which we want to talk about is Amazon. Amazon made a terrific move the other day, but you got to be cautious here. It is on the top of the Bollinger Band here on the daily, and it is overextended, I feel. Basically, we want to get a little bit of pullback to this place, to the EMA 821 cloud. At the bottom is 177 before it can go to the next level, which is 191. So I am waiting for a pullback. We had a significant returns last week when we played this because we had because when we are getting it from 177 to 185, 186 area, that was a big kind of more than 200% returns. Okay, just want to share that. Now the next one which we want to talk about is Netflix. Netflix, beautiful move. Again, there is a resistance here at 697. That is exactly where it went in. We might see a pullback here unless it crosses this line and goes further. Okay, so definitely keep a watch on Netflix, folks. If it can cross this line, the next place is 721. So that is where it can head to. But we have to be cautious. Wait for a 2-day breakout above this line. Then the next one is Meta. Meta is the one stock that is terrifically bullish. Definitely 2 days above the EMA 821 cloud, and the next resistance is around 545.70. That is the area we are looking at. So definitely it is definitely looking very, very bullish here. So we can see this move if it continues to stay above the EMA 821. The EMA 821 is around here, which is 516. And if it can cross that, we could see 532, 535. And if it can beat that, then we can get to this. But be cautious, folks. The first target is like the Bollinger Band, which is around 538. It could even get down next week. So we can see around 535, and then we can see a pullback to 518.65, which is the 50% retracement. From there, we can see the 545. So definitely one of the best patterns is to see if you are as close as to the EMA 821 cloud so that your risk to reward ratio is very high. Your risk will be very, very minimal. If you, let's say you buy here around 515.91, your risk would be on the bottom of the EMA 821 cloud, which is $514. So that means you have a risk of $1. But how much is the potential to make? From here, 515 to 545, that is $30. That's how you need to have your plan implemented. You should not, so that you can hire the highest risk reward ratio if you want to be the best trader ever. So that's pretty much done. Now I think we covered all of them, the MAX stocks. Now there is one more stock which I wanted to cover, which is also part of this one, is SMCI. SMCI is like we entered the EMA 821 cloud. Now the next target for it to be is the top of the EMA 821 cloud, which is at 495, and this line, which is around 521, or it could be 513. So that is where we are. It might head down tomorrow before it can do. I am planning to sell around this area, which is 513 plus, between these lines, 513 and 545. It's just this 545, 555. So it can go up to 530 area, I feel. So let's see how it goes. So definitely SMCI is poised to go up. That's what it looks like. So that's much we covered, and we had also had a terrific BTC started moving the other day. BTC is like phenomenally moving, but where is its resistance? So that's what we are looking at, right? So let's see if we draw a line from here to here. So BTC has a terrific resistance around 62K, my folks. So that is the point where we want to be very, very cautious. It could pull back from 62K. It can happen over before the market opens tomorrow. So definitely look for the resistance on 62K. That's the resistance for BTC, Bitcoin. Now let's look at USD Ethereum. Ethereum is also looking very, very bearish. It is below the cloud and it is below this thing. But where does it have the resistance? So that's what we are looking for. So if you look at here, the next resistance could be here. So it is like battling with this resistance here, which is like 2414. It touched it and it goes there. So definitely it is like we are in a choppy mode, and definitely it formed a beautiful three-wave correction here. But how much can it? So it went to 62.5%. Now we can see it could go back to 2264 before it could raise to 50% to get to the 2503. So if it can cross the 2503, then we can see the 2703 and 2851. Those are the levels for Ethereum. So definitely keep a watch on it, folks. That's what I wanted to say. Other than that, the last week we had a terrific winner in MicroStrategy. For the same reason, it went and touched this Ichimoku cloud at 143. We were big time sellers here, and we were very, very happy with the profit playing from 135. So these are the plays that we have, and we definitely now have an idea where the SPY and QQQ are going to be.